Hey guys, it's Lori. This is January 23rd. This is our all district plus added on friends district call.
Love it.
Yeah. Friends and family of our district. No. We're doing our weekly chat about business and how to grow and ideas for meeting new people and all that fun stuff that goes with it. So today we're going to talk about getting leads and appointments, which is what you get from getting leads. So Gail, I want to have her start because she just went to the very first official Ignite meeting at Westlake with Scott, who has been doing this for years. He's our new VP of sales, and this is his baby. So they did their first launch one in at home office in Westlake, California, Westlake Village, California.
Woohoo.
Which is where our worldwide headquarters is, and very close to where Jan and Frank Day first started this company to begin with, 60 years ago. So anyway, Gail, let us know, what did you think? What did you think of it, and how did it go? And
I loved it. It was very simple. You would not even believe it was a 3-hour meeting because it was so interactive. You didn't pay attention to the time. It wasn't like he was up there standing there, seminar mode, and you're just taking notes. Brought it to real life experiences, and the first discussion was your best accessory, and that is confidence. Why you wear what you wear. You put on your necklace because it makes you feel good. You comb your hair a certain way because why? It makes you feel good. That accessory is your confidence. And so when you do those things, you already are experiencing them. You're just sharing them with other people. So when you talk to somebody, you want to kind of get their trust. Can they trust you? What are they thinking about you? So as humans, he says that we have an attention span of 8 seconds, and fish have 10 seconds of attention. So we need to get our point across in 8 seconds. So how can you do this? Is it worth it to me? Building prospect list. He used the analogy of your bank account. Is it better to deposit or is it better to withdraw? So when you're using your phone as your contact list, you're always putting people into your phone because you're depositing contacts, and that has to be alive and breathing. And then of course, when it's full, then you can start taking money out. Use the list to start these conversations. Multitasking. When you think of them called, don't just say, oh, I got to put that on my list. They probably are feeling the same thing. Oh, you called at the right time. Oh my gosh, I've been so busy. It's nice to hear your voice. So take the time, and we're doing many different things, but take the time to actually sit down and when you think of somebody, call them. Let's see. God, there was so much. A day in your life. How many people? We did an exercise of where you go throughout your day. You go to the post office. You go to the bank. You go to the market. These are all people that are looking to connect with you in some kind of way. Give them a sincere compliment, and just gently ask them, I have this awesome royal jelly or whatever your button is that you're promoting. And get their phone number and then text them and call them. We had another exercise where you had 10 minutes to just go through your phone and write down 10 names. There was a contest who had the most. And he had a really cute bag that had all kinds of goodies in it. The one with the most names on got the goodie. So it was a cool exercise. And then, of course, there's a chicken list. And the chicken list, of course, is those people that they know what you do, but you really haven't approached them about Jafra, the opportunity, the product, anything. So you make a a chicken list. So once you have that list, push yourself to make those calls, because inevitably they're going to go, oh, how come you didn't share that with me? You're over here traveling, all these things. I was wondering what you were doing. So then he went through and we did our 6 questions about building your story. It was amazing. We took probably about 20 minutes and he had several people share. The acronym for ASK is acquire specific knowledge. So when you're building that trust, you're asking those questions and they're specific. Oh, do you come here often? How often do you come? Do you do this kind of sport every week, or those kinds of things? So you kind of get an idea of where they're always going to be. You know, you're building that trust. And then he went through the art of inviting, section of the salutation, state the reason you're calling, share some of the benefits, or the reason you're calling, bring your enthusiasm, your education and emotions, and then you finish with the call to action. So kind of, in a way, writing a script for different things, for hosting a party, to attend a meeting, to try the Royal Jelly ritual, or just maybe just to do a one-on-one facial. So practicing what you're going to say, writing it down, and having about 5 or 6, maybe 10 different arenas or things that you pull from that are just from your heart, because you use them all the time, right? Because we're scheduling and we're doing one-on-ones. It was so amazing. We had an exercise where he took out, after that exercise, took out your phone, and we started calling, and there was an amazing result. I think we had, it was 148 calls. Out of that 148, 37 people said yes to either purchasing or scheduling or buying, you know, whatever your goal was to call them for. So that was a really good exercise. And then just master the art of prospecting wherever you are, trying to build that enthusiasm and that confidence. It was so amazing.
So
we got a lot of work done.
148 that you call, that was a group, with the whole group.
For the whole group. We had 3, 6, 9, 12 tables of 4, and
it was 37 yeses. How many no's?
6 no's, and the 71 was follow-up, either left messages, or I can't talk right now, or yes, I'd love to, call me next week. Those kinds of responses.
Pretty cool.
Amazing.
What's always surprising to me, because Jackie was talking about this at another one they did during the pilot program, is how many, you think there'd be a lot more no's out of that many calls, and the fact there's only a small percentage. I mean, it's like 2%, and she said that this has been happening across the whole experience with their pilot program, is that it's really a super low 2 to 5% that are saying no, and most people are saying either maybe or yes, which was really surprising to me, because it seems like you would get more, more no's, but that was really good to hear.
Yeah, there was a lot of chitter chatter, so you kind of had to hold your ear and say your script, but the enthusiasm and the synergy of people going, and most of us responded with I'm at home office corporate, and I've been challenged to call and share about our Royal Jelly ritual. Would you be willing to have an appointment with us? Cute dog.
I am not. I'm totally laughing at the dog's head just over.
I know, he's so cute.
I want to do this too.
Sorry, he sees the figures and he
No,
doesn't
it's fine. It was
understand.
just adorable because he just had his head there like, okay, I'm here.
Yeah, he like breathes on my neck while I'm
Yeah.
sitting at my computer because he wants attention.
Of course. Of course.
Uh,
So it was an amazing 3-hour experience through the rain. It was pouring down rain, and to have a room that size full, it was just very impact. Yeah.
I know it's
To-
been extra
to
like
us,
stormy.
that was like really hard rain.
Well, and it's been really, it's not just like a little pitter patter of a few drops. You guys have been getting dumped on. So that's, I mean, that is different than a regular. But I still like teasing you about it, you little.
I know. I get excited. Oh my gosh, the world stops when it rains.
It's like us and ice, I guess.
We carpooled, and we were going like 35, 40 miles an hour in the carpool lane because water was coming over on the other side. And
yeah, that happens.
And so,
yeah,
it was
slow
pretty,
down.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Well worth the 3 hours. And I would recommend anybody going to it, if it's an hour away or 2 hours away, it doesn't matter. It's well worth the time spent. And it's fun. It's exciting. And he always has a little bag of goodies. So not that that's the driver, but it is helpful. You know, working on your story too. He did say that when you do talk to people, you need to practice different scripts. And we had an exercise where we did, you know, one side of the room did a script for hosting a party, you know, and each one had their own idea. And then in the middle, we all had invite to try the product. And there were 3 different invitations to try the product. And then on the far side was another set of invites, and he put them on large Post-it notes, and they put them on the wall. And we got to take pictures of them. So we had different experiences of how you could tailor that to your script, so you could use it and apply it.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very fun experience. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, we're lucky we get to have an actual live Ignite here in Portland.
When is yours?
Within driving, it's next month. So they're doing it, just Portland is in like the Northwest location. So but even Seattle people being able to be within driving distance, because there's a lot of people across the country who aren't going to have the live experience. They're going to have to be able to, you know, watch a recording or come in on you know, Zoom or whatever, but they're not going to be able to see it live, which is, we're really lucky that we get to be part of the live meetings, because I think it's a lot of growth opportunity.
Yes.
For sure.
So very exciting. So has you or anybody worked on their script, your story? Your 6 questions?
I mean, is it the same 6 questions that?
Yes, it is.
Story writer? Okay. So let me show you, well, I'll pull those up so we know what we're talking about. Just talk amongst yourselves.
Yes. I'm still trying to get my computer. I don't know, maybe we had a shortage because of the rainfall or the hail fall. I don't know, but
oh boy.
Dork. I know.
Silly rabbit.
So I'm trying to log back in. So sponsoring, you could use this as a script to bring people in. I know Jackie had shared on one of the the things being able to practice your script. So sorry, I was multitasking.
So you're talking about when, but I so sorry. Scott said that everybody has an 8-second attention span.
Yes, it was.
So the first line seems like you'd have to have your kind of your one sentence or phrase or whatever that kind of catches their attention, and then from there have the rest of it figured out once the conversation starts.
Correct.
So that grabbing comment, whatever it is that is going to grab their attention. In 8 seconds. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I've been working on that answer to the first question. And Gail, you can be on your phone and your computer at the same time, just so you know, if you want to stay on or something while you're figuring it out. Anyway, my first, there you are. Yay. My first line is something along the lines, and I am a photographer and beauty consultant, and I help women feel their most, their best, or look and feel their best, or, I haven't decided how I'm gonna, because I need to bring in, that is what I do, both things. Of course, I could say I'm just a beauty consultant. I'm not saying just, but I could say I'm a beauty consultant who, helps women look and feel their best. There's all kinds of ways you can go with that depending on who you're talking to. Because if you're trying to do sponsoring, you could say it something like, I help women gain confidence and, feel their best so they can be their best, or, something like that. I don't know. There's a couple ways you can go with it.
There are a couple ways. So I've done a similar type exercise in some of the networking groups. And sometimes if you put it in a question form, so and this is assuming that somebody would go, why are you in Vegas this week or something, or anyway, there's some kind of opening. But you could say, well, do you know how all this hail and all this rain and all this bad weather we're having can make your skin extra dry this time of year? And then what would the response would be? It would say, well, yeah, I've been experiencing that. Well, I have a fabulous product that will take all that dryness away and keep your face moisturized for 24 hours. Of course, that's right off the top of my head, so that was probably more than 8 seconds. And, it's
kind of a challenge to do. Yeah. But I took the time and I did my story. So I was one of the ones that reluctantly, I threw it out there, and I got some feedback. So of course that's good, right? Because you can't get better if you don't have feedback. So I'm still got to process some of it, but I'm going to go ahead and share it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It says, I have my own business. I'm a beauty advisor and coach with Jafra Cosmetics. I empower women to look and feel good while helping build financial independence. I wanted a little extra money to take vacations, and I was introduced to Jafra by a friend who offered me help with my skin issues. What impressed me the most was that my skin cleared up by using our royal jelly, and Jafra is helping me to gain confidence and have younger looking skin and financial independence. The best part is I have been able to meet amazing women across the United States and travel every year with Jafra. So some of the feedback was when you say financial independence, He was like, well, what does that mean? I go, I don't know. I haven't been there yet. So, you know, to make it like your financial independence is different than mine. So if that means, you know, I was able to purchase a car, or if I was able to take my husband on a trip, or, you know, whatever that is, be more definitive about what that big picture is. So that was my story. And yeah, it was really empowering because Paula was in the back, Ivan was in the back, Jackie was writing notes. Yikes. We had Natalia from Italy there and somebody from Russia there to come and observe it so they could take it back and share. Some of the ladies that shared, their best part is I get to make my own schedule. I get to offer this to you. This is a great business. Have a little extra income. The best part is there's no pressure. Some different, you know, the best part is so that when you meet women all across your path, that you have a story to pull in so that you can tie it in with the best part is I get to stay home with my kids. You know, if you're talking to a new mom, the best part is I've been able to pay off a car. I get to retire, you know, whatever your plug is to connect yourself with that individual. Scott recommended to have a dozen or so different stories.
So that you can relate to people based on what.
And sound authentic, you know,
and so
feel it.
Right. Awesome.
So, yeah, it was very powerful. I highly recommend it. So with that, I haven't been out prospecting because of our weather, but I have gone through my contact list, or as Scott would put it, your container of contacts, or your bank account, wherever you're storing them, whether it's in your phone, whether it's in a box, whether it's in a notebook, wherever that is, have it all in one place so that you're able to pull from that and eventually get them into your phone and use your phone as your bank account so that you can always have your phone, because we are attached to our phone everywhere we go. And it's nice to have your contact list with you, and it's always breathing, living, you know, active, so that when you do take someone off of your list that is not interested, you can add it with one of your others so that it's an always breathing contact list. So even if you maybe put 1 or 2 names in a day or a week, those kinds of things are really helpful, just because you think, oh man, I have a whole event that I did and I'm never going to get them inside my phone. So if you just do it little by little, you said that's the same thing when you do, you know, you clear out your emails, you set a timer, you just do things for like 10-15 minutes. It's not overwhelming. Kind of like what you said too, Carolyn, about doing the power hours.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And this Jafra 100 list is key.
Spend 15 minutes, set the timer.
Yeah, so Jafra 100 is a classic. They've had around forever, and they change it up a few, you know, periodically as far as the coloring and how it looks and all that. But the basic concept is still the same. It's JAFRA, so it's jobs, and then acquaintances, friends, relatives, and activities. And it's a pretty simple concept, and you would think the idea is to have 100 people that you can contact, new people, you know, people that you haven't talked about Jafra, or that people maybe you haven't touched base with recently or whatever. So jobs is list people from places you've worked, so it can be current or previous, co-workers, associates, past bosses, vendors, etc. Acquaintances, and you would just pick 20 names. And obviously, if you have to overflow, you overflow. Not a big deal. The idea is to have 100 names. Acquaintances include people like your hairdresser, massage therapist, store owners, realtor, neighbors, nail technician, cleaners, etc. So, and this could be anyone that fits anywhere close to that, just to kind of trigger your memory. Friends is, your friends, obviously, pretty clear. Relatives would be immediate and extended family, in-laws, cousins, mothers, sisters, aunts, etc. And then activities is list people from all organizations, committees, affiliations you've been involved with over the years, members of your professional groups, gym, school groups, children's sports activities, bunco, book club, etc. So it's interesting because sometimes we sit down and we think, I don't know anybody, or I've already talked to everybody. The reality is if you sit down and you look at these things and you start thinking about it, you could probably fairly easily come up with 100 names. And what you're going to say to each of them may be different, but it's going to be powerful. So, and this is part of my first 90 days exercise. This is one of the first things you do, and you can restart your 90 days at any point. Even if you've been in Jafra for 10 years, you can go back to these basics and do them again to refresh and to get started, or to touch base with people that you maybe have talked to before but haven't talked to recently. So it's a pretty cool list for just triggering your thought process of who you might be able to talk to or reach out to or offer something to.
Mm-hmm.
They talked about this, didn't they? Or did
Yes, they did.
I know, Carol, and you've been in here in Jafra much longer than any of us, I think. Well, Gail's been in a long time too. I don't know how. I know Carolyn's 35 years now.
Oh goodness, no. It'll be 27 this year.
Oh, okay. Well, pretty close. 27. Close. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gail, how long have you been in?
Next month will be 20 years.
Cool. You'll get your 20-year pin.
Yay!
So what do you guys, in your experience with this 100 list, because I know it's been around since the dawn of time, well, pretty close to the dawn of time, of Jafra time.
It's a good memory jogger, because then you think, okay, what kind of jobs did I have, and who are my friends from that era, and am I still in contact with them, or did I say I would contact them and I really haven't? So you go, you know what, yeah, I remember Sandy, and it just so happens Sandy was a gal I worked with probably 15, maybe even 20 years ago. And it's probably been about 6 years since I've heard from her. And I figured, okay, well, I'm in home office. Let me call and see what have I got to lose, right? I haven't talked to her in 6 years. I called her and I left a message. This is Gail, a blast from the past. We used to work together. I'm just touching base with you to see what's up and kind of reconnect with you if you could give me a call back. And lo and behold, she called me back yesterday. Yes, yesterday. And she was like, oh my God, I've missed my almond oil. And, we rekindled. She asked if I was still doing Jafra. And we have an appointment on Thursday at 1:00. So it's, wow, I was like, I did not expect that to happen, from a challenge at corporate, just randomly. And I just went through my jobs. Let's see, who was at my job that I worked at. So that was a nice response. So yeah, that was good. Acquaintances, I really didn't have any because I just either put them in or I don't. They're not an acquaintance. Either you are or you aren't my friend. If I just know you, then yeah, I'll see you when I see you, but yeah. But for the most part, yeah, I just, it's very helpful. So, and he said, you can have your list anywhere, but as long as you're visiting it frequently throughout the day, or you know, when you have your work hours, make sure you go through and add, you know, maybe 5 more names to your list a day. Whether it's somebody that you know, you want to know, and if it's the owner of the local gym down the street so that you can connect with them, find out who you need to talk to in order to get to that one person that you're looking to meet.
So even business cards, I don't know about you, but I've got a boatload of business cards from people that I've met over the years. And right before the holidays, I had an experience where out of the blue, this woman called me and said, "Hey, Carolyn, we met 10 years ago or 7 years, whatever the time was." And I was like blown away because I was trying to place, usually I remember, I could not place this woman, but she wanted to get together. And so I said, sure. And we met right before the holiday. And just a reconnection with somebody. And she also is in another direct sales company. But to rekindle that kind of relationship after so many years was kind of neat. So business cards of different people that you've met, like somebody that you went to talk to at the gym or even the doctor's office. I mean, everybody gives you a business card for something. We hang on to them, and then eventually we look at them and go, why do I have all these business cards? And we begin to throw them out. But how worthwhile would an exercise be with the business cards to go through your business cards and make your list also with relation to that and contact people, even if it's been a long time since you talked to them.
Right.
Yeah, it sounds like, I mean, really, it's really going back to the basics, but, you know I know I need to challenge myself. It's been a crazy month for me, but this has kind of been my challenge to myself, is to make a new list of names and a fresh perspective and a fresh, like you're saying, a fresh story. And practice that, at least the first few lines. Because once I get chatting, it's easy for me to chat about things. But it's that first few, like, what am I going to say to really capture their attention? And what service am I offering them? And I think for a lot of people, you have to, if you really need to come at it from, like Carolyn, Jackie says all the time, what's in it for them? So when you're first talking to them, what are you offering them that's going to get them to stop and listen to you for more than a second, more than 8 seconds, So what is that first line? What's going to capture their attention and going to interest them to find out what more you're going to offer them? So, is it, because when I say I'm a beauty consultant or, and coach with Jafra Cosmetics, what does that mean to them? Why do they care?
Right.
So what is it that's not really, yes, I'm a district manager with Jafra Cosmetics, but to them that means nothing. What would mean something to them is I'm a beauty advisor. I like that. I teach women how to use their makeup to accentuate their natural facial features. Something like that would be something like, oh, well, maybe you can show me how to do smoky eyes, or you can show me how to do my eyebrows, or you can show me, and hopefully I've done mine and looks right to them. Otherwise, that's probably a problem. So that might not be your thing if that's not your thing, but whatever it is, we have to say something in that first few minutes that's going to capture their attention, or first few seconds, I should say, that's going to capture their attention and make them think you have something they need. Because otherwise, you're just another person selling another product,
right,
offering a service. So, and that's a real turnoff to anyone. Catherine's here! Yay! So that would be my 2-second thought on this, is just, finding the message that will make someone stop for more than that 8 seconds and pay attention, whatever something that interests them, because otherwise you're just another person selling another thing.
What did you say? You're a teacher with
I'm a
makeup
beauty
and
advisor, and I help women learn how to use their makeup to accentuate their natural features. Something along those lines. I just made that up right now, so I'm gonna tweak it.
Good job.
Yeah, because they
But-
do, you know, we run into people all the time who are looking for ways to, they don't know how to put on makeup. And, you know, I even have had a call from somebody saying somebody gave them a product and they don't even know what it is or how to use it. It's
Right.
not a Diva product, but, you know, but that's the kind of stuff that women are interested in knowing more about, and even just skincare and stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, what it's going to do, what do you have that is going to take away all this red spots on my face, or, you know,
I mean, anybody, there's a lot of great products on the market. It's not like Jafra is the only product. We're the only one with royal jelly, and personally, I think that makes us stand out more than just about anybody, just here. But they don't know that, and they don't care. If you go into the whole bee spiel, they're gonna be like, huh? And you lose them because they're like, they don't know what that means, and they don't care, and they're not gonna listen long enough. But if you tell them that you're going to advise them on how to use even what they already have, and you know what I mean? So you're offering a service whether or not they buy from you. That's powerful, because you're not selling. I mean, yes, you can say, I can show you how to use your makeup to the best advantage. Of course, I sell makeup, and hopefully they're going to love what I show them, and I'm going to use my products to show them, but I can also help them with theirs, because I think I'm totally going off the top of my head right now, but I have to be, for me to sell myself, I have to be excited about what I have to offer you. Otherwise, I'm just going blah, 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 and it's not real. It's not going to connect. But if I can build a relationship with these people and offer a service, whether or not they buy from me, eventually they will buy from me because of our relationship, not because of my good selling points. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
And then you have a long-term friendship / relationship, and when they run out of something, then they're going to come to you and go, do you have something that would do the same thing that XYZ product did for me? You know, and then you've got them because you're offering a service. So
You've already built that trust.
yeah.
Right.
So I think for me, that's going to be the shift in my message, or my talking points is more of, I'm offering you a service whether or not you buy from me. Today is a day of cats and dogs. Just like
Sorry.
Training cats and dogs.
Ashleen's Great Dane had his head over the back of her chair a minute ago, Catherine. That's why we're laughing. But anyway, so I think for me, that's going to be the shift in my selling points, I guess, or what I'm offering. When I call them to offer them my service, it's not going to be, I have a
see
great
the
product,
dog.
you have to, I have to sell you. It's going to be, I want to come show you how to use your makeup and introduce you to what I have, but I will show you how to use the products you have now to better, to accentuate your natural features better. And because once I'm in there, once they get together with me, it's all downhill for them. No, I'm kidding. No, it's an easy conversation. Let me show you how this feels on the back of your hand after, I help you with your makeup or whatever that you have. Bring your makeup bag with you when we get together, and I'll show you how to put things together and what colors go together, things like that. So, I think that those are things that we help them with. And then, like I said, once you have that relationship, you have your in that you need to open a conversation more in depth about what they're using, why Jafra would be better for them, or another option for them. It may be, mascara is great. There are other mascaras that are great too, but we have royal jelly, so you can bring that in.
Mm-hmm.
And if they say they don't wear makeup, well, then skincare is way more important, because if you don't wear makeup, your skin had better be good, because it's going to be the only thing there. So, that's always makes me laugh when people say that. It's like, you realize I have skincare products, right? And that you just opened the door for me right there. But that's the first thing people say. Oh, well, I don't wear makeup. And then I come back with, well, then your skincare is really important, isn't it? Like,
Sometimes they don't wear
Darn, I
makeup.
hate it
Again,
when you do that.
Yeah.
It goes back to sometimes they don't wear makeup because they don't know how to put it on.
mhm.
You know, so it kind of always comes back to that. Very good, Gail. Doing awesome with that. Wow.
I'm so proud. It still takes me a little while to get it on there, but
It's beautiful.
Catherine, just so you know what we're laughing about, we showed Gail recently how to do her eyeliner, and she's been practicing it. So anyway, we're teaching her. She's like,
it takes me a good 40 minutes, but
You.
I'm like,
I'm not very good at
do that because I don't know how to wink. And so I'm like,
I don't know how to wink.
anyway, Carol, it totally went off track there.
yes.
Well, what was I saying? I think I was saying that it comes back to, and then again, of course,
Our
that's
skincare is
the whole questioning part. Why don't you wear makeup, you know? And when I've asked that question, I've gotten a variety of answers. Sometimes they don't wear makeup because they don't like the way other foundations, they've never tried Jafra, so they don't like the heaviness of a makeup on their skin. So there's a lot of different reasons, I think. Sometimes they just don't want to wear makeup, and that's cool. So then, yeah, okay, are you using skincare, you know, and then going that route. But yeah, it's just really interesting why people don't wear makeup.
I think a lot of women don't use it because they're afraid of it. And
Yeah.
I think even a lot of Jafra women don't promote color and makeup because they're not good at applying it. That's my excuse.
That's me.
I don't use it, I don't apply it, so how can I sell it? So my Jafra sister, Lori, is very patient with me and teaches me. So in doing that, people have asked me, your eyelashes are, what kind of mascara do you use? So I have sold eyeliner and I have sold mascara just by doing this to my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So
and see. Oh my gosh. I know.
you get by with a little help from our friends, so I tell you.
Yeah. And I mean, I learned this with YouTube. Seriously. I mean, and it just took practicing and doing it and figuring out what I like for my eyes. Because, you know, when someone shows you a tutorial, that's their eye shape. And the general idea works with everyone, but you have to practice on your own eyes to figure out what you like and what version of what that person showed you want to do, because it's going to be a little bit different. Do you want it heavier? Do you want it lighter? Do you want it more neutral? Do you want it more intense? You know, and that could change on the time of day and the outfit you're wearing. I mean, if you are wearing a white shirt and you have light colored hair, you might want to go a little brighter lip, lighter eye, you know, things like that. Or you might want to go the opposite depending on your features. So, you know, it's all very personal, but the basics, if you show someone the basics,
Mm-hmm.
and even one thing like how to do cat eye or how to do a smoky eye, and they're like, oh my goodness, and it makes them feel good about themselves, and then they remember you made them feel good. You know what I mean? So then it's
Try to do the skinny one, and because it's not straight, I end up doing the cat eye because I have to fill it in because it doesn't work.
I love it.
But I keep trying. I am not giving up.
Yeah, and it takes practice. That's all. Yeah, that's all it is. But we
But
have.
I try to always start with just a skinny line,
Uh-huh.
and it never works. So I go with the cat eye because I could just fill it in. So I'm going to get really good at the cat eye.
Excellent.
So, ladies,
But I start out with the little skinny line.
I'm sorry, I have to leave. I've got to go up to the hospital. I'm teaching at the hospital tonight, so I've got to
Good.
get going. So I'm going to take off a little bit early. So nice to see you guys are here. Catherine, I'm glad you made it on.
Yeah, me too. It's kind of fun. Can you hear?
Yeah.
Can
So,
you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
yes,
Okay.
we hear you.
you did it right.
Yeah, see you soon.
Bye, Carolyn.
Bye, Carolyn.
Bye.
Ellen.
Bye-bye. I just have
Bye.
to figure out where the button is to turn it off.
Bottom right.
Bottom right
Got
it says end meeting, and then say leave meeting.
Bottom
So I'm
right.
gonna end the recordings part of it. So next week, let's see, next week is I want to say the 31st. Is that right? On Monday? Is that the last day of the month?
No. Next Monday is the 30th, I think.
Perfect.
30th.
It's always crazy if it's the last day of the month. So good, it's the 30th. So we will talk more and share more and wrap up the month that day.
Okay.
So I'm not going to end the meeting quite yet. I'll end the recording. So see you all next week.